my mind and my body. But there's one thing I say and always keep.
This world shall know
Pain is come and dance with me in hell, won't you?
What is up, peeps? It is time for another episode of Chibi No Podcast. You got me, David the Smash Fan.
Mister.
Is I, Japorian?
Boricua Senpai and Shark King.
And we are back once again with a bunch of friends just talking about the nerdy stuff because that's what we do. I know you always ask why Japorian, but it's just who we are.
Gotta say, people need to know. In case they haven't... First-time listeners,
go watch the past, 17 episodes that we've done in the video.
How many episodes? What's the episode count?
200,
Come on,
okay?
every time I ask you for the episode count, and you still haven't given me the episode count.
You want me to look and count every episode?
You had the backlog, yeah?
Yeah, but I don't have the time.
You do have the time.
I'm playing Apex with...
Paul, do you have a review for a book?
Not today. Not today. You haven't told me to read the book.
Threat neutralized.
Look. I've been trying my hardest to... Where was it? No, dang it. I forgot which noise it was.
Go ahead. What are you saying?
Yeah, that's what it was.
I can hear it.
What? Oh, you know I have headphones. Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, there you go. You got it. No, I've been trying to finish the battle pass for Apex. I'm so close. I'm I think at 98.
You were close 3 days ago.
Yeah, I was at 93. You know how hard it is to get to that?
I don't know.
Okay, so in most battle passes, you get it from experience. You can play, get experience.
Sure.
With Apex, you can get that, but you get through a level based on stars, and you have to complete objectives in order to get those stars to get through the battle pass. You can get it through just playing, but you only gain 1 star after 5,000 XP. And that can take a while to get just 1 star.
Or if you have the
and
cheat
you need
code.
10 stars to get... There's no cheat codes. This isn't Konami.
Credit card?
Credit card?
Just pay for it.
You got it.
Oh my god!
David is not Kaiba. He cannot just activate his credit card to win games.
Yeah, that's true. I don't cheat.
Send it to the graveyard.
You activated my trap card. Credit card. But anyway,
American Express.
You could.
that's how... You see, if Joey had known that, he would have won everything.
Money?
Joey was poor. He couldn't
I know.
even pay for Serenity surgery.
It's true.
If he had that card, though, credit card, he would have won.
Serenity.
Hey, Yugi.
I need to watch that show again.
Important to the story.
That's right. How are the cards?
Not really.
He is.
Yeah, he saved Yugi.
He is. I just don't want to admit it.
Is it just because of his Brooklyn accent? New Jersey.
Everything about him I dislike.
I think. Do I still have his voice? Let me see. Nope. I think it's this one. Nope. Dang it! I might have gotten rid of it. Nope.
Wait, Harry's technical difficulties here.
No, I got rid of it. Nope. I think I had my third rate duelist year, and I took it off. Dang it!
Okay.
Bad on me. But anyway, we got a lot to talk about. So let's get through. Let's go through it. So the first thing I want to talk about, this is mine that I'd love to talk about, is we got a surprise. We got a surprise.
You got a
trailer.
surprise.
Yeah, we got a new surprise with a new trailer for Dragon Ball Daima ahead of its 2024 San Diego Comic-Con panel, which is happening next week. Right? Next week, 26?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yes. So next week's when they're going to have a panel. We got a trailer today. And it showed off a little bit more, and they actually updated their website to give more information. So it was only about a minute. There's still no voice acting that we hear in the trailer. We did get a release. Instead of a release window, we got a release month now. We know it's coming out in October 2024.
Oh, I did not see that part, but okay, cool.
Yeah, so it said a fall. The first time we saw the trailer, it said fall 2024. Now it said October 2024. We got to see looks like a demon.
Yes.
This demon...
That's profiling, but okay.
Why is it profiling? Tell me why. Why is it profiling?
You're just assuming.
Have you ever seen a demon?
Have you?
Yeah. Did you see Dragon Ball Z? Did you see Daburo? He was the demon king. That's fair. So he looks like him, but he's just blue.
That's Beast.
No, he was not furry.
He
Stop
could be
watching
furry.
the movie. Anyway, so we got to see them. We get to meet a new character, and I forget the first name, but it's called something Majin. So people are saying that this is going to be one of the other villains of the show. It's still kind of hard for me to wrap my head around the animation because it's like newer animation. There's a lot of more 3D, and even though Super had some of those elements, this one has a very different color palette, has very different shading. It kind of reminds me of like Attack on Titan kind of shading, like the first 3 seasons.
How dare you?
It does, like the sunset tones. That's what it looks like. So it has a very different feel. I'm still kind of iffy about how it's going to be, but I am a little bit more excited, but I'm still weary about it. I don't know, Mr. Mister, what do you think?
So I think this is coming from a perspective of somebody who, I think in more sense, like more Western take. It doesn't look entertaining to me. But I can understand this is going to be like a very actiony adventure type of like Dragon Ball, old school Dragon Ball, maybe Dragon Ball GT-esque type of thing. But for me, I don't like it because with how Dragon Ball Z and Super evolved to like, having that adventure, but like having the fights, this big, huge, otherworldly fights, Super Saiyan transformations, all this stuff. I feel like for me, in my opinion, just from the trailers we've gotten, obviously it could lead up to it, but for what I'm saying now, it doesn't make me be like, oh, bro, I can't wait for this because remember, like like Battle of Gods was, it told us like, oh, there's going to be a new transformation. There's a Super Saiyan God, Resurrection of F. They said new transformation. Dragon Ball Super Broly, like the Broly's here, like a character coming back from.
He's canon now.
Yeah, and he's canon. So, like, this kind of has the old school vibe to it. And I think it's going to be successful in Japan, but I don't know how it's going to be in the U.S. because, like, what we got to what we're getting, I feel it's going to be...
A disservice?
Yeah, not a disservice. I think it's just not gonna, it's going to be lackluster. But I hope I'm wrong. I would like to be wrong.
Are you going to watch it?
Yeah, I'll watch it. But I just right up front, face value, it looks okay. It's a man.
I will counter that because just recently I was at Japorion's house. We were watching Dragon Ball because he's having his son watch it.
It's true.
And his son loves it, and it feels very like again the pacing is very different than Dragon Ball Z, but it's so great at the adventure that is being told. It's slower than Dragon Ball Z. It's slower than most animes that are happening now, but I was like captivated by it, and I just started watching it again on Crunchyroll here. So there's a magic, and that happened with Dragon Ball Z when I was watching it. Like I was watching a little bit, and then I started watching all again. I was like, I remember why I love this. And when I was watching Dragon Ball at Japorion's house, we got to the part where they summon the dragon
for the first time.
Yeah, for the first time, and then I just kept watching more and more, and it's just, I'm trying. I can't wait to get to the later fights and the later Tenkaichi fights, but it has this magic.
Yeah,
that Dragon Ball has, and again, if you compare it to animes now, it's slower. It's not the same.
Yeah,
and I think Dragon Ball Daima, hopefully, again, I'm so skeptical, but hopefully that it has that sense of adventure and that sense of keeping you entertained, but keeping the Dragon Ball but keeping the Dragon Ball like magic that it had.
Yeah.
So again, it's going to be different. I know it might not have the transformations.
Yeah.
But that might be refreshing.
Yeah. See, I was going to say on that a counter argument to your counter argument. I do feel like even though
my enemy's my friend, okay.
That's the case. I do feel the thing that's gonna feel uncomfortable to me. Like I don't know. I haven't followed Super. I haven't watched Super at all. I don't know what that is all about either. But it feels like you're debuffing your character to the point of like being a little kid again. And I kind of get at the very beginning of Dragon Ball because that's how the story begins. It's like the introduction of the characters. And a lot of shows like Naruto, One Piece, they start with their character slowly progressing, becoming somebody who grows and develops. But in Daima, you're basically, okay, it gets to the point. Let me press the restart button and bring it back.
That's why that's how I am. Like I understand what my brother was saying, where like it's cool because you're seeing the growth. Because like I already know that. So like I like Dragon Ball because this is how it starts. Right. But like Dragon Ball Daima's like, oh, let's just rewind.
Well, it's just
that's my issue with it.
The assumption is now our assumption is that it's going to be like Dragon Ball GT, where he did get weaker and he couldn't transform.
So
That's
you
our
basically
assumption.
copied the idea of GT.
Well, no, that's our assumption. That's kind of what you're saying. Like he's getting debuffed. But we don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. I mean, if that's what does happen,
GT, it gives him like a cool transformation.
no.
GT? Yeah,
Stop
Super
it.
Saiyan 4 is cool.
Yeah,
See?
it does, it's
See?
not. It's not the saving grace to it. But anyway, the point that I'm making is like either we're gonna get like. I mean, I don't want this, but we're either gonna get to like Dragon Ball. We're getting to Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan 2, 3, and then something above that, which is ridiculous, or where they're gonna go from there. That's the thing. It's like Dragon Ball's in a weird predicament where you can't just keep making more transformations because they're just getting more and more
Ridiculous.
not ridiculous, but they're getting less interesting. Like Super Saiyan God was really interesting. It's like because Goku literally had another transformation, but physically he became leaner. It was very simple, but the aura was very different.
Also, originally how the transformation was set, you had to use 6 Saiyans to summon the transformation, whereas obviously they changed the afterwards. But
Yeah,
that was
so,
cool. Like that was
yeah,
a cool
so it was very
concept.
different. So now you have Ultra Instinct Goku, who
Should be the peak
in the
of what it is.
in the anime can't go back to it because he says he forgot how to do it. So yeah, it's stupid.
What?
That's
What?
what he
In
says.
the anime, he says he
That's
can't.
in the anime. In the manga,
Sub
that's not the
and
same.
dub. Sub and dub.
Yeah, in the manga, that's not the case. But again, so that's the thing. Is like,
You just can't trigger it on command.
yeah. So the thing is like,
He has
where do you-
amnesia.
So the thing is like, where do you go from here? The Dragon Ball Super manga went to a different arc where it talked about used magic. So that was the Moro arc. So that was more interesting. Toritaro doesn't know how to write a story, so it kind of went. But the fact that they couldn't really fight against the magic was really interesting.
I think that's where Toriyama got inspired. I think he started getting the idea for Daima during Moro, in my honest opinion.
But he had already talked about the demon world that it already existed in Dragon Ball Z for a long time.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
watch the Kaizen shoes, he showed there's 3 realms, right? There's the heavenly realm, there's the earthly realm, and there's the demon realm.
So rather than going into space and the whole universe, they're actually going.
They did that in GT. What, we're going to say rehashing of GT.
No, I'm talking about like because that's what the Super did too, right? They go into different universes.
They went to different universes, but that's
right.
still not
So
a different
now
realm.
they're going the opposite route.
They're going to the demon realm. Which according to the Kaizen shoes, that even the Kais don't know much about the demon realm. Why? How? I don't know. But that's what he has officially said. So we don't know much about this. I mean, if you want to take Xenoverse into account, that goes into it. But I don't know how much of that they will use for the show.
Who knows?
Well, it's only to point out as well, like the other thing that they can do is completely ruin it. Toei Animation trying to do reboots of animes recently has not been great. Case of
look at
point,
Digimon.
Digimon.
Well, Digimon's been a shit stand for a minute now, though.
Well, Toys, that's the one controlling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came out of Try, then they're like, here's the 20th
Sailor Moon too.
anniversary.
The new Sailor Moon.
The Crystal?
Yeah.
Or,
I
yeah.
heard Cinnamon was good. It just wasn't
No.
like
People didn't like it.
really. Okay.
Yeah, even people who are really big fans of the original show prefer the original show than Save This.
Really, because it was
Most
too.
people do.
Yeah.
Because isn't it more accurate to the manga?
Down a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
What number are you?
So,
What you plug it into? All four. Thank you.
yeah. Good.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
All right.
Just making sure.
So, yeah, that's also another route they can take.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll have to wait till October.
Hopefully, they do something like what Studio's doing. You know, or like
Toei Animation?
Yeah, give it to Wit Studio.
Give it to Wit Studio. One Piece. The One Piece.
Not right now anymore, though.
The One Piece.
It is the One Piece. Coming up soon.
That doesn't matter.
Did
Okay.
you-
Oh,
okay.
talk about that really quick.
Yeah.
So they
things.
announced, first of all, that July 22nd is officially the One Piece day. Basically, as an anniversary of what they have accomplished. I guess it's the One Piece day. And they're going to provide some announcements.
Is there a significance to that date in the anime?
Yeah, to commemorate all the fools that have been watching this whole time.
No, I don't know.
Sharky, do you know? Did you're the most recent one watching the anime? Was there July 22nd?
No.
Okay.
To my
I think so.
knowledge, there isn't. It's just to celebrate that the trophy or the prize, the One Piece is
It's
It's
real.
real?
It's real.
is friendship.
It's friendship.
friendship.
Yeah, I knew it.
It's the friends you make along the way.
But either on that
I'm telling you, it's gonna be Kung Fu
should do
Panda. It's gonna be Kung Fu
on that
Panda.
particular day, or I think on August 11 or 10, they're gonna make some announcement about the new Netflix one. The Wit Studio One Piece.
The One Piece. Yeah.
So they were supposedly rumored because it got taken down. I'm trying to find it right now. The episodes are like for each arc, it's shrunk down. So like The first arc is like 64 episodes. Which studio's trying to push it down to 20?
What?
Yeah, they want to shrink everything down.
Wait, no, the first arc is 64
The
episodes.
original
Arlong
first
arc?
arc.
The original first arc to 64 episodes.
Is that the Arlong?
I think they like the mini arcs combined with each other. So yeah,
So they're gonna shorten that into 20 episodes.
That's
Yeah.
the entirety of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
yeah.
Yeah, and that didn't
so,
keep me-
So like it seems like that's the biggest one that's getting a cut, and then the rest ones are getting like 10 episodes to 15 episodes shorter than.
But they're
what
gonna
it
trim
is.
a lot of. We'll definitely find more information.
Yeah, but that's
as they come along.
Wano, isn't that like 500 episodes?
Wano's like
I'm pretty sure Miles told me it was like 500 episodes.
no. I
That'd be
think
half of the show, wouldn't it?
He told me it was like it expands so many. That's what he told me.
Well, they also expanded quite
That's
a
like
bit.
the
in Wano.
Luffy arc. It's all
100
1,000 episodes.
Okay, wait. He says how many? How many?
Wano arc is 195 episodes. So I think
I was up by 300. Sorry.
That's big.
But regardless,
In Diego standards, you're
but the
spot
thing is,
on.
they want to do the Wano arc in like 50 episodes or something.
they're gonna announce more stuff as they come along.
But that's not confirmed. It's just
Speculations.
speculations because people who have been tweeting it, those tweets have gotten down. So I'm leaning on that's kind of confirmed. Like, and that makes sense because they do want to shrink it down so it's more.
Digestible.
Yes, that's the word I
King,
was
how
trying to
many
say.
episodes did you watch? How many did you watch?
Too many.
Too many.
Did you get over 200?
Yeah.
See, you could have
I was
finished the
close to
entire of One Piece. You got caught up with
one
this.
arc.
No, I think in general they said that they want to catch up to where they're at now in like 300 episodes total.
So you're 100 episodes
Like
away
I said,
from getting
but then
caught
again,
up?
That's
it's
what-
nothing confirmed. It's
that's confirmed.
speculation.
That's-
But yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna make announcements soon enough for One Piece in the next month for sure.
The beginning
Or
of next
even
month.
if that's not the case, I know that San Diego Comic Con is coming up as well, so there could be something else.
Yeah,
as
they
well.
can show some.
So.
But yeah, just saying that it's just this is speculation right now. But like I said, a lot of those tweets went away, so that's something to go off of.
Okay, cool.
I can't wait till it finishes and they go, hey, now we have the next series.
One Piece 2.
Piece.
The one two piece.
Two pieces.
No, they have that already.
That's their Shippuden.
No, that's
Yeah, One
they
Piece two.
already have that.
One Piece, 2 piece, 3 piece, 4 piece.
They made a 2-piece like parody. Made a 2-piece parody where Luffy's super fat.
Yeah.
That was the
Oh,
2-piece.
you don't know that concept, but
I don't
yeah.
understand the concept, but that's what I
Neither
saw.
do I. That's okay.
But like I said, Toei is investing a lot of money on One Piece rather than Dragon Ball,
Well,
and
yeah,
that's
it's
a
a
fact.
moneymaker.
that's
Yeah,
the
finally.
moneymaker. Yeah, it makes sense.
So.
They pause. So are you going to watch Daima or not?
I will watch
He is
it.
gonna watch that one.
Oh, I called
I
them.
know,
How many
right?
months ago?
I know.
I'm not watching now, so you will. Watch. Mark my words.
You hear it first. It's you in the podcast.
I have to watch
I
it.
have powers.
But anyway, okay. So let's keep going on. We got a surprise today, which was amazing. Which was
What's the surprise? You didn't tell me that.
Airplanes got grounded because of
yeah,
the
airplanes
That was
got
a big
grounded by the outage. I actually wanted to talk about it very quickly. Like
Hopefully for not long though.
this is the lesson that we learned is don't trust everything to one software.
Microsoft.
Yeah.
They're a big part of it, yeah.
No.
What was the name of the exact
your eggs in one basket.
It's CrowdStrike is
CrowdStrike?
the...
Yeah,
So if you don't know what happened, basically all of the internet the internet wasn't bad, but I think there was an update or something that didn't update.
So
correct?
CrowdStrike, yep, it sounds weird because there's a thing called CloudStrike of a weapon. So I want to say CloudStrike, but it's CrowdStrike. Anyways, continuing on. CrowdStrike did an update on their program, and it basically blue screened of death every computer that did the update at that time.
Which is basically Microsoft computers.
If they were running the CrowdStrike, because it's
I don't have
an
it.
anti-software. So if you
Well, as long as you
had
have that software.
Exactly.
yeah, so
Mine's
yeah,
okay.
it's Microsoft because it's compatible with it, not fucking Apple shit.
Yeah.
But
Linux and Apple were not affected.
yeah, there was memes on that, but that's what happened. So from like
Thought you could know.
I would say like 4 a.m. our time to maybe 2 o'clock p.m. everything was kind of down, and then they started to fix it. So the only way they could fix it was an IT person had to manually go into those computers and fix it, like revert it back before the update occurred, and that is painful.
So the IT worst nightmare happened today.
Yeah, poor IT all over the world. They
Poor
deserve
Mr.
a shot.
Mister.
I wasn't part of that, luckily. I just had
never
people
mind.
who didn't know
Screw
the
you then.
passwords because they're fucking morons.
My thing was funny is they were showing pictures of different airlines. They were just using whiteboards. They're like, these are the times of the airplanes at the time they're going off. And Sharky was like, what if it? How do they tell if it's in a different language? Like, Have an interpreter there.
Sucks to be you, man.
What does 12:30 mean in German?
9.
I mean, yeah.
Plus 3.
Sorry.
Plus 3.
Plus 3.
Pick number 3, my lord.
Number three, my lord. I think he said this.
Yeah, I think it was.
Number 3. What are you doing? Did you not watch Shrek?
I don't remember.
Gosh.
Hey,
you
talk
turned
about
up some
Shrek.
games
They
like
announced
these
Shrek
things.
number 5.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, they announced that.
It's gonna continue when what's his face? What's the cat's name? Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots.
In his second movie, which was really good by the
It's
way.
a really
If
good
you haven't
movie.
watched it, go watch it. He goes and he's like, I have a friend that I need to talk to, and he goes to far, far away land.
So they're
Which
going
is
to
where Shrek
encounter.
is. So I think that's where it's gonna begin.
And Mike Myers and
Everybody's
yeah, everybody's
reprising
doing.
roles.
He's coming.
And Eddie Murphy confirmed there's going to be a donkey.
He's gonna be Donkey.
I don't care for that.
Yes, you do.
What is he gonna do? He's just gonna make donkey jokes and ass jokes. All freaking. I don't want that.
Everybody wants.
Everybody wants that.
No. Do you want that?
I haven't watched past Shrek 2, and I don't plan
You've
on
watched the
watching
best
it.
ones.
You're not missing out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I think.
I don't even remember enjoying Shrek 2. I only like the first one.
I like Shrek too.
I like
Shrek's
It was
good.
good.
I don't remember it very well. I do remember liking the first
Because
one.
we're having a movie night.
It's funnier in Spanish.
Yes.
I've never watched it in Spanish. Maybe
Oh, that's
Watch
probably
it in
why.
Spanish. I had a couple laughs and it took me.
Yeah,
although
Dio has a
my
couple laughs. I mean, that
my
tells you
laughs
something.
were delayed because I had to translate in my head, but I laughed.
there's only
No, it was going through my mind. It was going through my mind, and I'm like, when David was finishing laughing, I was like, I get it.
you're slow, bro. But
It was the autism in him.
the only
Autism.
Spanish
What score did he get on that test again?
51.
51.
51
The same score he got in
out
school.
of how many? Like what's
100.
the like 100 is
You ace
Is
it.
that it?
Is he gonna
100
ace it?
is you're
It's
on the
autistic,
spectrum. You're right there.
He
You're
barely
you were to the
passed,
gills.
just like he did in high school. That's what he did.
he skated on by.
Yep. So I love you.
The only
Yeah, but
Spanish
get a
dubbed
fuck
movie
away
I've ever watched that I enjoyed was E.T. The original dub, not the 20th edition, not the 20th year edition or 30th year anniversary.
I'll
the one
probably
I got.
watch it.
I love the Spanish dub of the original E.T.,
We
not
should,
the
like,
new one.
Start watching some Spanish movies. Movies dubbing Spanish.
I'm not against it, but I'm usually not a fan.
I would highly recommend Shrek.
Yeah, Shrek
Yeah,
is
I
pretty good.
recommend Shrek.
Shrek
I was
is
saying,
funny.
like, Shrek, there's a big cult following. People love that show quite a
The
bit.
Spanish one is actually bigger
Yeah,
than.
it's-
I think the Spanish one is bigger than the English one.
And the fact they're going to bring, like, the whole cast back, I think that's actually telling.
Because most Spanish movies suck. That's what it comes down to.
I agree with you too. Like the overacting is annoying, but like this one doesn't have it. But you know the whole thing in the first movie with Lord Farquaad and the gingerbread man.
First of all, I don't know if he knows this because he's Boricua and they have.
No,
other
but
things.
like you know, we have the English song for the gingerbread man. They have a different song for I can't remember what the thing is, but that one, like after my brother
And he
explained to me, and I was like, okay, that's pretty fucking funny.
Okay, I'll ask you this: do you, in Spanish in Puerto Rican,
¿Sabes el
Puerto Rican, you know
pipón?
pimpón? Say this is.
Yeah.
this is
La
like-
carita con agua y jabón. Solo la carita.
So there's a song that when we were young they would sing to us.
Yeah.
So the song was like this. It goes, Pimpón es un muñeco muy guapo de cartón. Se lava la cabeza con agua y con jabón. Carita, con agua y con jabón. Sorry. So they would sing that. Like my parents would sing that to us. Obviously, Paul and Hobbies would sing that to them. And so they replaced it because we didn't have the Gingerbread Man song in Spanish. So they replaced it with that. So they have a lot of like connections to fairy tales or to other stories for the Hispanic community that they did very well.
And they did
Yeah.
it very well. It was
The little like
hilarious.
tunes that my parents would sing were actually pretty bad, and I don't think you should be singing them to kids. So there's
back-
one. I'll sing one to you.
Let's
get
It's
it.
from Popeye. And so, just so you're aware, if you don't know, zafacón for us is trash can.
I've
So it's
never
like-
heard that word before.
Yeah, zafacón
I
means trash
gotta
can
write
for
these
us.
down. I had a
It's like Popeye nació en Japón, tutu, debajo de un zafacón, tutu, comiendo espinaca de mierda de vaca. Popeye nació en Japón.
Okay, you gotta translate this to the people that are like, what did he just? Why are they laughing?
What did he
Popeye was
say?
born in Japan under a trash can, eating spinach from a cow shit. Popeye was born in Japan. That's literally the translation.
All right.
And it
Yeah.
rhymed in, the first
Yeah.
part rhymed in English too.
Yeah, the first couple bars, but
That's,
that's what they sang to me. Probably shouldn't be singing that to a kid, but hey,
You
I
learn.
think I like it. I like it.
yeah.
I
But
wish.
things like that, like
Sure.
it's good.
But yeah, that's
Definitely-
what like Shrek is like. It's amazing. People love
Dude,
it.
what if they have the Puerto Rican version? They might have that song in there.
I don't think there's a Puerto Rican. Our community is so
Look.
small; they're not going to translate it by using.
We have
just-
some of the biggest artists.
Yeah, but they're not going to just do
Pull the
it
video
for
up, Jamie.
that, because then you're going to have the rest of Latino America being, "What did he say?
What did he say?
What did he say?"
Oh my god.
Is the Juggernaut?
Stop!
We
have-
can't have movies on for him because he's distracted.
I'm gonna turn this
Hey,
off.
he should take the test. What are you going to score? 70?
He's like, see, I score better than Mr. Mister.
Yeah.
That's what he's gonna be saying.
No, he's going to say, "I had autism first."
I had autism before it was a diagnosis.
I had it before it was cool.
Yeah,
I had it before the ism.
yeah,
He just had aught.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's move on. Since you're watching this, we're gonna move on to a trailer we got, which was Deadpool. We got the final trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine, which I wasn't expecting one because they had shown so many new TV spots that weren't. They didn't show anything really new, but they just kept coming up with new TV spots.
Which
Well,
were
one-
hilarious, by the way. We talked about that.
Yeah.
They're
the
fun.
advertisement campaigns for this movie was great.
Yeah, and so then there was another one, and then they came out with one this morning called Wolverine Deadpool and Wolverine, the final trailer. There's a lot of stuff that happens, and this is the funny thing about this one is that it's not funny. This one's actually the first serious trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine.
Last thing before we start on the series.
Go right ahead.
Did you see that they actually they made the Xbox Deadpool controller?
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
that's
And it
right.
has
With the
his
butt?
on the back. It's a real thing.
I believe it.
It's just funny. I don't.
I mean, I
want
gotta
one,
say
but
their advertisement,
They have the whiskey for
publicity,
Deadpool.
and everything is pretty good now.
Or was it Jen or
Jin,
Jen? There you go.
see, this is why you watch YouTube commercials. That's the only.
Also,
No.
when they showed that, I think the same day, they showed Alien Romulus popcorn bucket. Is the head? I want that. That's tight.
I want the Wolverine bucket.
Should be able to buy
I don't
it
wanna
next
buy any
week.
pop-
You don't want it? The mouth open.
Yeah, so the time of recording is actually a week before the movie comes out.
Yeah, but we'll watch it on Thursday.
Yeah, so
So
hopefully next episode.
Yeah, that looks weird.
we'll provide some.
That the Alien Romulus bucket is kind of creepy. I don't want that. You can get that. You go right ahead. I'm not buying that. I'm buying my Wolverine bucket
Or Deadpool bucket.
or Deadpool bucket, whichever one is available. I don't know. They're gonna sell fast. I know that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we got it, and like I said, it was a very serious trailer, which is very different. But I think it sets, it makes it so that I think there's gonna be a balance between seriousness and funny, which he's kind of done already in both movies, right?
Agreed.
So I'm glad that it's not going to be. I mean, we knew it was never going to be all serious, but it also is not going to be all funny. So it's going to be very interesting. They confirmed a few things too. Some cameos. So
Spoiler alert.
spoiler alert: if you don't want to know about anything about
Not
What a
Deadpool-
spoiler
surprise,
if it's
what a
in the
surprise.
trailer.
Okay. So they've officially showed X-23 or is it Laura? In the trailer. So we had seen scenes where he's talking in a fire in the forest at nighttime, and we assumed he was talking to Deadpool. He still might be talking to Deadpool, might still be there, but they actually show her walking away from this Wolverine, this variant. And I when I saw that, I actually stopped. I was like, "What the freak?" Because I mean, I know all people who
She
you know,
denied being
She
in this
denied
movie.
all the entire time. Like, I'm not in it. Oh, but I'm going to be in the Acolyte.
Just
I don't-
watch. They're gonna
sorry.
CGI her out
They CGI her out. Why would they CGI her out?
because they could.
What does that
They could
mean?
provide deceiving trailers. You know how like Avengers, they had the Hulk in there.
Yeah, they
and-
CGI'd. No, they CGI'd. Yeah, they CGI'd him out. But why would they CGI her out?
Why not?
There's just some guy just going into racing. just you would cut the scene out entirely, right?
Right?
They could have. They
You
could pull.
wouldn't
They could pull a Star
CGI
Wars
it
Rogue
out.
One.
They could also put like a Morbius thing in which they had Spider-Man there and move him completely.
They did.
On the trailer.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure she is important. She's very important to the story.
I don't think.
I don't think
she's
she's-
the story.
No,
what do you
like
mean
for
they removed
him.
Spider-Man from Morbius?
So in the trailer for Morbius,
The original trailer.
terrible spin-off movie.
It's Morbin time.
They, yes, that terrible thing. They actually had in the trailer. They had the poster of what's his name? Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. That poster of him. Yeah, they had it in the
Oh
background.
yeah, okay. No, I
So they
remember
made
that.
it seem like it was connected to that Spider-Man, or at least a Spider-Man, and to this.
And people were like,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man gonna be there?
Okay.
What?
Well, I'm just saying this, Paul. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you.
I know.
I just don't think that's just a poster. But like to erase an entire human, you don't erase it. You just that's an extra scene they created to throw people off.
Like they
if
could have
makes
shown
sense.
that scene without
It's
her
not like
in.
that scene and then
They did that in Civil War, right? They took out Spider-Man.
yeah,
Yeah, they did.
yeah,
Yeah, but not
That's
the-
what I mean. It's
yeah.
not like
They
the
never
scene
know it
exists
all
still,
too.
but she's not
Yeah.
there.
Well, to play devil's advocate, being
Stop
on
it.
Paul's side, in the first
Thank you,
Star Wars
Deadpool.
Rogue One trailer for the movie, all those scenes in that trailer were in the movie. I think almost like 90%
So they got
of it.
either dropped or they made it just for the trailer. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if it's filmed and then they're just like, oh, we'll just CGI her out of it. What are they going to do with those scenes? If she's in it, then that's like a whole scene. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
the scene wouldn't exist if she's not in it. That's
correct.
what I'm saying.
I agree. I mean, basically, it's a possibility, but at the same time, like, yeah, who will do that, right?
And long story, I don't care. I'm not going
Yeah.
to watch this movie, so you guys can spoil everything.
Correction, you will see it with us when it's not in theaters and when we pirate it.
Allegedly.
And
I have Mr. Mister my witness.
Yes.
all of our listeners.
I said allegedly pirated.
Oh,
okay?
allegedly.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, you're right. Allegedly pirated. It's not really pirated.
Going to the
Wink,
website,
wink.
free 99 to watch. That's what we're going to go.
What else did we see? What else was in the trailer? Now my mind's going blank.
That's really the
Lady Deadpool.
Oh yeah, we saw and then behind her, so we saw the Deadpool core, and behind Lady Deadpool. So we had seen tease in the beginning. We saw just like up to her knees, and then we saw all of her body except for her head. And now in this trailer, we actually see.
So
a full,
we've seen 3 different Deadpool variants. One is Lady Deadpool.
No, we've seen at least not full, but we've seen at least 6.
Okay, never mind. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Go ahead.
No, go
No,
name your
I
one.
won't do it more. Yeah, I guess it won't. It doesn't matter to me.
I also have my computer to show me like the real evidence.
So we saw the dog pool, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We saw Lady Deadpool.
Yes.
We saw the cowboy
Cowboy.
'Cause we
Deadpool.
saw the holster, so yes. That's the only 3 I had. I don't know where the fuck you saw the other 3.
Did you see the head?
Obviously not.
There's head pool. When you see Lady Deadpool coming
I
out, you see
don't-
the silhouette of the different Deadpools. In one of them, you see just the head floating above. That's head pool.
Okay.
I didn't see that, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
I'll have to show
go
you,
with
but yeah.
I'll go with you. Go ahead.
And then there's at least other 5 more, but I don't know what they're names are.
Yeah.
You see the silhouette. I just don't know their names.
It's carpool.
Carpool. Yeah. There's baby pool.
Oh, please no.
I mean, he's part of the Deadpool core.
No.
That'd be weird, but that fits.
No,
Why not?
we don't want baby pool.
Why not?
We don't. Why? Baby pool serves no purpose. With the rumored amount of cameos that this movie's gonna have, we don't.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit too much.
we don't need baby pool.
I mean, we don't know what the Deadpool core is all going to do. They might not serve too much of a purpose aside from
They're just gonna CGI out.
Always do.
when you call my name. Okay, so really excited. We're going to watch it next week, and then we'll have our full spoiler and non-spoiler in that order.
It's just gonna be the spoiler, anyways.
You must listen to the spoiler before you get to the announcement.
Exactly.
And don't spoil it
And then
Oh, but the end, guys.
Seriously, I told you. I told you this morning I had to watch the trailer because I know we're gonna be spoiling it
Who's
anyways.
taking? Are we taking bets for next week? Who's the first one to spoil something about the movie?
to who?
To anybody
I said David.
else in the group?
I say Mr. Mister.
I've been good on my spoilers recently, so that's more you. You did it.
How did I spoil? I didn't say anything. I even put there's a spoiler in the trailer. The trailer was publicly posted.
But
That's not a
hey,
spoiler.
you tell Javi about the head Deadpool. That Deadpool.
Yeah, I didn't know
You,
that.
It's
you
in the trailer.
yeah, but
I
you
just
just said
didn't
it's in
see
the trailer.
I'm okay.
So it's not a spoil.
It's not a spoiler.
Just because I
Correct.
analyze things doesn't make it bad.
Unless you do it for evil.
Why am I doing it for evil?
Why
The
not?
trailer.
Yeah, it's in the trailer.
Anyways,
Anyway, okay.
you're gonna spoil the movie. We know
It's going to be Mr. Mister. That's my bet on him.
No.
I actually probably go with David. No offense, David.
Yeah, my track record.
I take offense.
I'll offend on purpose.
I hope
He's gonna
Japan
start his
does it
own team, the
accidentally.
offender.
I'm the offender. Okay, before we go to our main topic here, I did want to talk a little bit about Cobra Kai, the final season, part 1
Out of 3, right?
Crazy.
of 3. So
Okay.
Japar and I were the ones that watched it.
Yeah.
So what?
There's three parts to the ending.
Yeah, but they're not broken out every year. The next part's coming out in November.
Oh, okay, that's acceptable, I guess.
So it's in total 15 episodes is going to be. So the first part had 5 episodes. If you haven't watched it, just a very
We're gonna
brief,
spoil it to you anyways.
yeah, it's just a very brief summary of what has happened. What happened in the previous season is so Terry Silver, he took over Cobra Kai, and LaRusso, he got chosen to come help him take care of Cobra Kai. They exposed Terry Silver of what he was doing, how he cheated to have winners at their martial arts tournament, and they had earned a spot in a world martial arts tournament called the Sekai Taikai, right?
Yep.
And so now, this first part of the final season is them getting their students ready
For the final tournament.
It was actually kind of a slower. It was slower in the sense that there wasn't a lot of conflict, and actually there's a lot more resolution that was being done from the previous season. So, like with some of the Cobra Kai members that were there that left, they didn't immediately join the new dojo, Miyagi-Do, but they kind of went on their lives.
Miyagi-Do.
And you see like them kind of resolving with different people that were antagonists in the previous season. So it was really interesting. I'm seeing that it's slow, and it was kind of slowly growing to a climax.
Yeah, I was gonna say they released only 5 episodes. I really enjoyed the very first one, trying to bring everybody back together, and I enjoyed the last 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Episode number 2 and 3 felt like they were trying to build up a little bit more of Kreese. I don't know, what do you call it? Training arc, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah, I guess.
It was kind of weird, but overall, I do feel like the essence of Cobra Kai and the whole show. I think it got to a good start with this all the in comparison with all the episodes that we have now. So
They had a little, I don't want to say Easter, but a throwback to the Karate Kid
Number
that Jackie Chan did. Because there's a move that, I forget his name in the movie. He does a final move, not the swan kick. Oh, what's it called? What's the kick called?
The crane.
The crane.
I'm not even a fan of this show.
I was going to say Shuriken. No, so there's a move that...
What is it? The Senpai Tatsumaki? The tornado kick?
So there's a move that... So there's a move that in the... Have you seen the one with Jackie Chan?
I have.
Yeah, with Will Smith's kid, Jaden Smith.
So you know that move that he does where he like flips and he hits him with his heel?
Yeah.
So there's someone who does that in the show. It doesn't look as fake though. He looks like he actually does pull the move, him actually moving. Not like the guy, he looks like he's been used Photoshop or used something to make him move that way.
Have they brought in Hilary Swank and Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith yet?
Probably in the next part.
They brought the antagonist from the third Karate Kid movie to help in this season.
He was in the previous season too.
But I'm saying the new ones, like the ones that don't seem to be associated with Daniel's son.
Not yet. Maybe there will.
Jackie Chan might be in I want to say maybe in part 3 because Dan LaRusso is going to be in the new Karate Kid movie with Jackie Chan. So there's going to be some connection. So I'm thinking he's going to be at the tournament for some reason, and that's how they're going to meet. My guess, I don't know.
It's a guess.
If they bring classic back Jackie Chan back, I don't want to fight.
Everybody just throw it.
Yeah. He's the one that kills Kreese.
No, but yeah, like I said, I think overall, I think the show it's up to a good start. I really like how they're setting everything up. I don't want to wait a couple of weeks, but well, you know.
Sure. Yeah, I know that the way that they ended it, there's going to be both conflict at the actual tournament and also at home because there was some stuff that happened where I guess to spoil just a little bit. I'm not telling you who, but they couldn't bring all of their students to this tournament, so they had to do a way to select. Like you care.
What about listeners?
No,
do you care about them?
They don't care. They don't. I'm not telling who. But the thing is, like, there was some stuff that was left undone with those that weren't chosen to go. and so they're going to have their own conflicts, and it's going to be interesting how they're going to deal with that because the senseis, they're over in where the tournament is, and they're going to be away from their other students. So there's going to be conflicts on both sides. So it's going to be an interesting balancing act of what they do in part 2. But overall, like, I think it was a good season. It wasn't the best season or the best part. I'd give it a 7. It's rewatchable. There's just some slow parts. You just I kind of wish they'd go quicker on this. I don't know about you, J. Poron.
Yeah, I gotta say probably like a 7.5. Like I said, I didn't like the whole Kreese training arc. I felt kind of slow and kind of irrelevant. But other than that, everything seemed like on par with the Cobra Kai brand and all. So
yeah, can't wait to see part 2 and part 3.
Nice.
See, there you go.
Okay.
The least spoiler.
Yeah, can I give, I guess, the 3 shows update of no more than like 2 sentences each?
Go right ahead.
Because I don't think we haven't talked about Fallout. I don't think anyone but me has seen it, right?
No, I want to watch it.
Yeah, so I'm good at no spoilers. So I don't know what the video game is like. I guess some people have said it follows loosely some of the video game story.
I know it's in the universe, but it doesn't use the same characters, right?
No, they reference some of the characters,
but they're not using them like as main characters.
The main argument before, just getting you some backstory.
Sure.
They didn't like that some of those characters were used differently, or some of their stories are different. But the people who wrote it was like, we're using the characters, but that doesn't mean they're tied to those video games.
Yeah.
They're just the characters they like that want to put into it, but they're still going to be the character like how they were in the games.
Yeah.
Just something's changed here and there, you know?
I think
that's how it was.
Okay. Yeah. And which is fine. Like, my always biggest issue is how they take the creative approach with the story. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel corny. So obviously it's this post-apocalyptic world that they live in. And
Post-apocalyptic.
The premise is nukes,
and it's called Fallout?
So because of that, each subcategory of like what the civilizations have become, they have different ways on how they interact. And I think it seems very valid as to what the human race would be like. And you actually see examples of humans that interact in that way. Great show. I'd recommend it.
Even got nominations too.
Yeah, I'd probably
Like
give it
Emmys.
I enjoyed every episode, so I think it's a solid 8 out of 10 easy for me.
Yeah, you got a couple of Emmy nominations for outstanding live action
Or
TV
9.
show.
Like, the music is cool too because it makes it kind of creepy. It's like 50s style music, but
Well, yeah, it's very 50s oriented.
Yeah.
Like, when I don't know if they do it in the show, but like when they would do trailers for the game, it'd be like, oh, don't forget to carry your Pip-Boy. And it's like a black and white film, grainy thing. It's like, this is how you have to interact when you go outside of your vault.
they use that
Be careful of
aesthetic.
those people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really
and it's
nice.
really
it's cool. It's
cool and funny sometimes.
Easy 8 out of 10, maybe 8.5.
So if they do like that in the show, that's cool too. Because I mean, it could be any time, like, because it's supposed to be like 50, like in the 50s when the Fallout thing starts. So it different, like obviously with the different Fallout games, is a different like amount of time that's happened for them to open their vaults.
Okay. Maybe I'll play the games based off how much I like the show.
4 and then Fallout New Vegas is the 2 that people always suggest.
Nice.
Yeah, going along with that too, talking about nominations, they announced like a bunch of TV shows that got nominations for the Emmys. Fallout was actually one of them. The other one was actually X-Men 97.
Oh, nice.
For best animated TV show.
Well deserved.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay, and then the other show, Boys, again, I'm not going to spoil anything. I think I have 1 or 2 episodes left. Finally, it's coming to... I know I've complained before in the past. Preemptively, I complained, thinking they might drag it out long, but we finally got word, only 5 seasons. So this is the second to last season. Next year, in 2 years, they'll finalize it.
It'll be 2 years because next year they're working on Gen.
Yeah, things are starting to finally boil over, and so that's cool.
Yeah, I gotta say, without spoiling too, because I did finish the whole season. I really enjoyed the very last episode quite a bit.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
Each character's coming into their own now, so I think it's fantastic. So I still recommend The Boys.
Yeah, it's the best show that I cannot. Well, had to be cautious how I recommend it. But what I like this is that you know how in the past I talked to you, and David knows this. We used to watch Heroes, the TV show. Heroes, I felt like in a way kind of help build The Boys in a way, and also all the Marvel comics and all that. What I like about The Boys is that it makes a realistic tone of what superheroes win in real life.
Corruption of power.
Correct.
Yes.
It gets very political. They make fun of different comic book stories as well, and different like franchises, like the Snyder Cut, stuff like that. Like superheroes. We had like Spider-Man.
The idea is when you're virtually indestructible, who can tell you what to do? That's
Yeah.
the premise of the entire show.
That's true.
Stronger and
Anything else? Yeah.
I will say that. Okay, I don't know anything about the boys aside from like the bat stuff.
No way.
But I would. When you finish this series, I want to show you a news article about the season and about the final episode. I just want to know your thoughts on why you think it's right or completely wrong.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah.
Season 2 is the only bad season. That's my personal opinion. And then last show, I don't think any of you. Game of Thrones, prequel,
The House of Dragon?
The House of the Dragon.
I heard the show's also pretty good too.
Yeah, the acting's phenomenal. I think the props are it's solid from a visual perspective, but at the end of the day, the story, it's Game of Thrones all over again, but they're just not as good at playing the Game of Thrones. That's all I'm going to say. Again, no spoilers. They just aren't good at playing the Game of Thrones.
Not enough sex scenes. Okay.
No,
Not enough incest.
There's a lot less, thankfully. That's one thing The Boys does kind of bother me with, but I get it. That's the point of it, satire.
I
But
feel like it toned down a little bit.
yeah, they have toned it down. It's more gory and gross now. But so yeah, House of the Dragon. It looks fantastic. The acting is fantastic. But I don't know if the books, because I didn't read the prequel books. I've only read the Game of Thrones books. It's just they're doing the same thing, which is fine, but they just suck at it. They're not good strategy. Like there's no good strategy, so it's annoying. But that's it.
The Game of Thrones are playing chess. These guys are playing checkers.
Yeah, literally. And Game of Thrones again, unpopular opinion. I think after season 5, it's not good. People say it was only season 8. I actually think 6, 7, and 8 are kind of weak. But that's my thoughts.
I've never seen it, so okay.
And something else I want to throw
much.
really quick that our people don't care. Only I guess some people will care. Acolytes and that recently
Thank
as well.
God.
No one cares.
It was horrible. I haven't seen it.
I saw that last episode.
I know.
the side.
But hold on. Let me.
Sucked. I didn't see it.
Like I said, but all the posts that I've been seeing about the way that they develop the character, the story. I mean, I don't want to touch it. I'm just sending this information of what people have been saying.
I did watch that last episode. It was horrible.
You did watch it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So here's the thing.
Before you say yours, I'm just saying it's a big statement coming from Paul to just write it off,
Yeah.
and that's not a bad thing because I've watched some good things because of your recommendations, like you defending it. So you writing it off is pretty harsh to hear from you.
Yeah, usually I'm very optimistic on
Yes,
this.
that's what I
stuff.
mean.
Yeah.
So that's like
So
a bold statement from you.
I don't know what the writers. I don't know what Dave Filoni,
Spoil it. I don't care.
Dave
No one cares.
Favreau. Like
It's.
I don't know
it's
why they
Kathleen
gave their
Kennedy,
okay.
That's why.
Because they were doing drugs.
I don't know what they gave their okay to this show because they break a lot of things. They retcon a lot of things, and it doesn't make any sense why they decided to do that.
Star Wars retconning itself? This
I
is
know.
the first time I've ever heard of something like that.
Well, this is like even it gets even worse because Rise of Skywalker did it. The Skywalker saga, the sequel trilogies did it. The prequels had tried to make some corrections. I mean, they did have some stuff that
Midichlorians.
but that wasn't like a retcon. That was like they added something for some reason.
But that was
Stupid
only mentioned
reasons.
that one time.
Yeah, let me mention that one time. But this is not. This is weird. It's the whole prophecy of the chosen one, right? This was explained to us by Qui-Gon that they were supposed to balance the Force. The mention of Darth Plagueis was that he learned how he was so strong that he learned how to
Use his full name, Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Plagueis the Wise. That he was
The Wise?
so strong.
That's his full name?
Yeah, Darth Plagueis the Wise. he was so strong in the Force and so he knew so much. He had so much knowledge of that. He knew how to basically command the midichlorians in someone's body and resurrect them and bring them back, or make life with the midichlorians. That is in episode 3.
Science.
That is in episode 3
Magic.
in Revenge of the Sith.
Science magic.
So what they did here was these witches, not even witches that are connected to the
Witches?
Clone War, yeah, not even the ones that are connected to the Clone Wars, but these witches somehow pulled the threads of the Force and created twins from the Force. And so what they're saying is that Darth Plagueis the Wise, he saw these twins, knew that they were strong in the Force and they were somehow born of the Force, and now is like watching them from afar and this is how he got the idea. Oh, maybe I can do this. So it doesn't. I don't know why they're trying to intertwine this story to make Dark Plagueis of the Wise less wise, less knowledgeable, because it's like,
dumb.
oh, look at these witches. They
Darth
did something I
Plagueis the
could never do.
plagiarizer is
Yeah,
what he
there you
becomes.
go. It just doesn't make sense. The fact that Chiari-Mundi, which wasn't supposed to be alive, they made him alive. Whatever.
Spoilers.
But now he knows that there were.
Spoilers, David. Dang it.
Doesn't matter. I'm ruining Star Wars for you. He says
It's
he
already
said
ruined.
he said to Yoda and to
You didn't
everyone.
ruin it, David. Don't worry.
He said to Yoda in episode 1 that there have been no Sith since millennia. They find out about a dark force user. He knows about it 100 years before and doesn't say anything to anyone.
We haven't heard about it for a millennium.
And he's still lying then to Yoda and to everyone on the council.
it's a secret.
Why?
Because he forgot.
That's Conehead, right?
Yeah.
He has amnesia.
So I don't know why they're trying to shoehorn like, and again they're like, oh, but this twin and this dark user, like, they had a connection, and it's a sad, bittersweet because we know they're not going to survive. I'm like, yeah. Also, this is 100 years and they're human. Of course, they're not going to survive 100 years after this. But
There wouldn't be an issue if they said in another galaxy,
Yeah.
in another galaxy far,
further
far away, or an
and
alternate
even longer
universe,
ago. Yeah, like this,
I like the idea.
in
just
universe
write that in.
617.
and then you'd be able to do whatever you wanted because
Yeah.
that's so separate from it. Like the fact that,
And then
that's
you
my
have to use
issue
the
with it.
Force. You can do something else.
Yeah, don't tie it into the Skywalker timeline. That's so definitive, and people love it. That
And then they're
ruining
gonna
anything before or
retcon.
after is not going to be good for business.
And then they're going to retcon it again
Yeah,
because
they
they did it
will.
with the comics as
Yeah.
well, from what I heard.
Well, yeah, because that was Legends now. So anyway, don't watch the Acolyte. Stupid. If you watch it, cool for you, but I recommend don't watching it. Okay, not to something fun. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna have Mr. Well,
Hold on, I wanna hear the Shark King.
Shark King. Yeah,
Shark King.
you started to talk. I need to hear it now.
No, I was just. I almost wanted to watch
Kick
it.
of the table.
Until I heard you talk about it, so I'm glad I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I know. Okay, Mr. We're gonna go off of. We're doing something that Mr. had suggested. If you don't remember what he said, that's okay. That's why I'm having him.
Me?
Tell it to us.
Okay,
You're the one
okay.
who suggested it.
But you've been very vocal today, so that was letting you have it. Okay, but
The host.
the host with the most.
This is what I do.
Yeah. It was,
Yeah.
This is what I do.
Um.
That's why he gets paid.
Yeah. See, that's
And
what
we
you do.
don't.
Yeah, I want my 2 cents, David.
No. So
I'll give you my 2 cents for free.
So what we're doing is we are suggesting 5 things to
You're the one who
to
suggested
somebody
it.
of album to listen to, a show to watch, a movie to watch, a game to play, and
Book.
Not a book.
I thought it was a book.
I don't remember what the 5th one was, but we'll get to it eventually.
Well,
yeah,
eventually.
something like that. 5 things, and then like obviously with an album, you listen to the whole album. The
Movie.
book, or watch the whole movie. A show, watch the first episode.
No, I think we said first 3.
And up to an
I
hour.
think it depends.
Yeah, we can
we're
just set the
figuring
road.
that out.
Yeah.
And then the game, just play an hour of the game, and then go from there. Just how kind of things like that. And
We
then,
might change that a little bit depending on.
But never feel like it.
yeah, I don't want to put like too long of a time for some of that stuff.
I don't want to
And
hear
then-
Destiny Boy.
No, well, I'm not going to make you.
Chucky never got past the tutorial.
Things like that.
I beat the
Oh.
base version of the game.
Dang it! I was gonna be like, "What's a ghost?"
That, and then what we did was we chose the people that we're going to. We suggested the album to a person to listen to, and then my brother has his cup, and we're gonna pull the name from there, and you're gonna tell us what you got and what you listened to and how you felt about it, and then you're gonna ask the person who suggested that album to you why they suggested it to you.
No.
You're going to guess why they
You're
suggested
gonna guess
it.
why you think they.
Okay, yeah,
and
yeah.
then after everyone has had their time to explain what they listened to and what they liked, didn't like, and why they think that person likes that album or why they gave it to that person. Then after that, we're gonna go over why we gave that album to that
And
person.
then we redraw again to see who else
Yep.
we... Okay.
Or the
Draw
next part.
Draw from the Goblet of Fire suggestions.
Name the Goblet of Fire.
My name's on here too. Just can't read it. Okay, the first person who's gonna go is
Probably gonna be me.
David the Smashman. Diego.
you got it. Now. You're a great prognosticator.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr.
Better have
Mister.
it.
You gotta tell. Okay, so you're gonna tell us. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so okay.
the force to tell
So
the
the
future.
artist I was given was Interesting name. Plan B.
Why do you think it's called Plan B?
Well, with how they sing their songs, it's sexual, and for those who don't know, Plan B is a pill that a girl can take the day after she has sex, unprotected sex with somebody, so that they can terminate whatever's inside of her. And so that's like I don't know how I don't know how the name is inspired, but it's
precisely way.
okay.
Wait, is that the name of the group or
Group
Yeah,
is called
Plan
Plan
B.
B.
Oh, okay.
You know Plan B.
Oh, okay.
Their
Okay.
catchphrase is El
You're
Duo
talking
del
English.
Sex.
Okay.
Like, the duo of sex.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
literally their catchphrase.
Yeah, they make very sexy songs.
Will you sing one for me?
No, no. I can't sing the songs not because like it's too much, but it's like
Make him uncomfortable.
no. They're just good. It's just I just wouldn't be able to sing it. Like that's just
That making me uncomfortable.
overall. So host suggested this to me because he likes reggaeton, and when I heard this, I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, is this
can't tell.
reggaeton? Because when I looked at the album cover, I'm like, this looks like an 80s album cover or 90s album cover. So I'm like, okay. And then when I heard this first song, I'm like, okay, so this is reggaeton. Okay, so I'm in a field that I've heard stuff before, but I kind of just listen to it in passing because like it's not a disrespect to it, but like if I listen to pop music or like very, I guess, poppy music or very bass heavy music, I'm not listening to the lyrics too often. I'm just enjoying the beat. I'm enjoying how they flow with how they sing the song or how they rap, whatever it may be. I just enjoy it. And if I get, if I'm like, oh, this is cool, and I hear the tune or I hear how they say something, then I'll be like, oh, okay, I want to know more about this. So I was listening to this on the drives from to and from work, or when we went to my brother's thing for golfing, things like that. And I was like, starting to hear this, and I'm like, this is dirty. Like one part, I can't remember what the song is called, but he says panty in like one part. He says
That's so bad. Oh my gosh, Patty.
no, because like I was like driving. I'm like, what is he saying?
No.
Because like I was just like, because like I said, I was just listening to him passing, and then he says something panty. I'm like, huh? What the fuck?
You know
And then it was just-
This is what I think. This is what I think happened to Mr. Mrs. Carr. Panty.
yeah, that's what it was. So I'm like, what the? And so I was like, okay, well, that's fine. What I liked about the whole album was like, because like I said, I'm not into that foray of like reggaeton music, like in the sense of like one song is like very upbeat and like a club type of sound, and one's kind of like darker, I guess, sounding like
Or darker
more,
club?
not darker club, like
With no lights.
I guess it still has the upbeat sound, but it's like more of like the lyrics. When I googled some of the lyrics, it's like more like it is payback type of thing.
Yeah, and I'm withholding because obviously, as David said, I will go back and tell why I suggested, and I can provide more details because I know what he's saying.
And then two of the songs I liked. Like, I mean, I liked all of the songs, but like two of them like really hit me. Like, I liked it because like at first one of the songs was kind of annoying, but then it grew on me a lot more because of how it is. Like the one that I was telling about, Zapatito Roto.
What's that translate to in English?
Broken Little Shoe.
Okay.
And
it's for our non-Spanish listeners.
The beginning of it, it's just like he kept repeating it. I'm like, this sounds so stupid. And then when they got into it, I was like, okay, all right. And then I was like, it was just cool. I liked it. It was just it was good. And then just when I was looking into the lyrics, it just it's I don't know how to explain it. It's darkish, not really. I don't know how to explain it, but it was good. I liked it. The beat was like the beginning at first, like what I was saying, it was kind of annoying, but then I started liking it more and more. I think that became my favorite. And then the one I want to understand, pal piso. What's pal mean?
Pal piso is to the floor. It's like
Para el piso.
But we in Puerto Rico we cut out a lot of stuff. So
because
it's pal
like
piso.
I was like, what's what's PA? And then I was like, I don't know.
Para el piso.
But it was a good song. I liked that one. All the songs. I think the only one that didn't catch me was the first song from that album.
Is that one Fronteo?
Fronteo, yeah. It was just like, okay.
It's one of my favorite albums.
I was like, okay, and then everything escalated like here and there for the songs. Like every song was getting good and everything. I enjoyed it a lot. Like I liked some songs, so now they're part of my playlist for like all things.
For life.
Yeah.
Okay, why do you think he likes it, or why do you think he gave it to you?
I think the beats.
Or what does he tell? What does it tell this about you? About him?
He's sexual. no, but the beats are go hard, and like I think too, like when he suggested this to me, I looked at the release date. This is like 10 years old, but it's still. I want to say relevant, but like the music still goes hard for today's day and age. Like, because you know how like music evolves, and sometimes you can tell when things are very dated to what they aren't, to what they are now.
Yeah,
this one just sounded like
fresh.
Yeah, it sounded like this could just be played with
come out today
of new stuff.
Yeah, production quality.
And it was it was high production. It was high good. Like the hits were hard. Like the bass was hit. I wish I had a car that had bigger bass, because I think it would have been like boom boom. You know, like sometimes when you drive past somebody, they have like the bass boosted cars, and
you want to be that guy?
I wanted that for this. I was like, oh man, this is cool, but I was just like. It like you sound like wet farts in my car. I was like, but this is cool. I liked it. What else did you say?
No, those things.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But why did you?
No, we're gonna do that.
No,
at
we'll
the
do
end.
that after everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah,
sure.
I liked it overall.
Nice. All right, Mister, you had to choose the next person.
Okay.
It's gonna be David.
Well, my
Don't
hand's too big.
prognosticate that.
Nepotism.
Nepotism.
Okay, who is it?
Next person is Hos.
Heart of the cards.
I drew.
Okay, so this is not offense to my friend, but I got mine yesterday. So I've had just a little over 24 hours to listen to it, which is fine. I listened to it while I was working, because at work, thankfully, I have the capacity to be able to listen to it. And I was in office, so I actually would swap when I was sick of having my earbud in. I would just play it on my speaker on my phone, because there weren't a lot of people around me. And some guy walked by, and he's like, yeah, like he enjoyed it. So this is Santana's album, from what I could tell. And then it seems like it's covers of famous rock songs. Yeah. I got that much. So I normally like to listen to albums at least 3 times in a row, fully, just to get kind of like the entire feel. I didn't get to do that this time, which is okay. I'm sorry, I'm pulling it up on Spotify just so I have the list, because I haven't had a time to memorize it. I think I've only recognized truly 2 songs, and then I heard guitar riffs from songs I've heard before, but I couldn't pin it. There was like the one that goes dun 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 dun.
Yeah, smoke on the water.
Okay, no, it wasn't that. It was a different one then. It's which can't hear you knocking. Can't is that the one?
Yes.
That one, yeah. I've heard that riff before, but I never knew what song it was. I recognize it. I couldn't tell you who sings it. I don't know what band plays it. But it's Creed? Oh,
Cream, yeah.
Crema.
But Rob Thomas is on there, and he's the guy that's in Matchbox 20 or whatever, right?
Yes.
So I like his voice a lot, and he has the song Smooth with Santana. So they're just a good combo, at least in my opinion.
They are. Very good.
At the beginning, the front end of the album, I'd say what sounded almost sonically all alike, like they would mesh together and blend, which is fine, but I like variety in each track. I like it to kind of ebb and flow. So when we start getting to like towards the middle, I liked hearing the differences in tones. Like there's one with Chester Bennington that was more like slower and more. It's one of the 2 songs I actually know. Like that one is the Riders on the Storm that I recognize from Need for Speed Underground 2. If it weren't for that game, I wouldn't know that song. So I really like that one.
Weird place to know that song from.
Yeah, that's the only way I heard that song. It's like Riders on the Storm.
Better there than like some. Oh, I heard this on Fortnite. Like these stupid kids.
Itachi from Fortnite. No, kid, go away. How dare you take a don't?
Who are you
don't ever
cosplaying as? I'm
cosplay
Itachi from Fortnite.
No, never cosplays him again. You don't deserve that. So, and then the other one, like I knew Smoke on the Water. That's actually a song I don't like. So I actually really preferred this. And David the Smash fan knows I'm very, very picky about covers. I'm not like if I hear it one specific way, I just like it. I think that's the artistic integrity. So I don't like it when it's not the original. But there are times where the cover shines very well, or sometimes on a very rare occasion surpasses the original. Yep. This is easily a time for me where it surpasses the original. I mean, what is there bad to say about Santana? I don't think there's anything I can say bad. I'm not even like a rock fan, but he has a very distinct play style in his guitar. You can hear like the way he carries and reverbs certain notes. It has like dissonance, but it doesn't sound dissonant. It's just like this. There's like a density to the way he plays, and I like it.
His sound is fat sounding.
Yes, and I've only known like maybe 3 songs prior to this. And granted, these aren't his original songs, but I like the way he plays them. He has unique takes on all of it. So even the songs that I think mesh together, I like his unique take because I went back and listened to the original songs, and I like how he kind of changed it a little bit. It's enough to be, I know that's the original, or it's a cover, but it still has its own identity, which is really cool. The other song that I was disappointed heavily in one song, but I'm incredibly biased. Which one is it?
Is it Back in Black?
Yeah, with Nas. And that's the only other rock song I actually knew from AC/DC. So I didn't like that cover at all.
I'll tell you this much: there's no one that does it. Most of the time, 99% of the time, there's no one that does a good AC/DC cover.
Fair enough. They have a very unique style. I'm getting
it's style. The vocals, like you just can't replicate it without it sounding
weird
or bad.
Yeah.
Too different,
Sure.
or they do like acoustic. Back in Black. Like, shut up,
Yeah.
Lord, get out of here.
That's the one I don't like. Yeah, Lord. Everybody wants. Shut up, Lord. I did like the sound. Look, Nas is my second favorite hip hop artist of all time. He didn't have anything good on that. I'm sorry. Nas did not have a single good verse on that, and so I was kind of very upset about that. But the Chester Bennington one I really, really liked, and then hold on, it's one of the last ones that I really enjoyed too. Dance the Night Away was nice.
Oh,
that's in the middle. What's the other one? Oh, Under the Bridge. I really liked. So I don't know who this Anthony Vargas guy is.
It's his actual regular band singer.
He's the regular band. Okay, because for a moment I figured it wasn't, but he sounded like the guy that sings the "Tell my mother, tell my father, sometimes goodbye is the second chance." And I hated that song.
It's
But I'm like, there's no way that's this guy, but he sounded similar.
Fudge. What's the
That's
name
why
of
it
that
stood
band? You
out.
know it.
It's not Smash. It's Smith.
Shine Down. Shine Down. That's what it is.
And it started with an S.
Tell my father. Tell
The thing
my
I just sang.
Yeah, what did you say?
But the way he sang, how he
That's
sang
not
the
even the
flow
sound.
wasn't
That's not even
right.
the notes.
Well, what I just sang, huh?
The notes were.
It's not even the
right.
notes. He's singing
yeah.
so tell my notes.
So first maybe 4 tracks, they were fine, but they just blended too much together for me. They just sounded like 80s movies where they have like a rock song at the end to like send the movie off. That's how it felt like. And then it finally, when I think we saw more of his artistic expression where he had different styles throughout the rest of the album. So I liked for sure the last 3/4 of it, roughly half. Again, the Chester Bennington one is really, really nice. The Smoke on the Water, I like that one far better than the original, which is pretty unique take. And then the last 2 songs. So I for sure will be re-listening to the whole album because there's a huge possibility the first tracks might grow on me. I'm a big rock... Well, not big. Sorry, I'm a big lyricist guy. I like lyrics. And that's one reason I don't ever dive into rock too much. It's hard for me to understand words because I feel the guitar overtakes a lot of the vocals because it's so loud and brass that I don't understand. I don't when people are like, oh, they say this. I'm like, how do you get that from this? Because I can't hear it, which is funny because people are like, how do you understand rap? I was like, well, the music is kind of toned down and you kind of hear the voice more, but that's it. That's the only reason rock is sometimes tough for me because I always enjoy lyrics and usually that's not at the forefront. It's usually like the guitar, the drums and stuff like that.
I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Do I have to say? I think he sent it to me because, well, first of all, the first album he wanted to send to me I'd already listened to.
He told me about that. I was like, yo, yeah.
Yeah, he's
I'm
like,
pretty sure you've listened to him, like, but just
he's like, I'm pretty sure. Have you listened to Collision Course? Like, yeah, that's actually one of my favorite albums. And he's like, okay, it was worth a shot. And then he sent this one. I mean, has to be, and rightfully so, Mexican pride. Santana's Mexican, and from what I gather, that's true. He seems to be one of the most gifted guitarists ever. So I think there's that going. I don't know enough about music, but I imagine he's pretty gifted or talented. I guess.
Everyone wants to work with him for a reason.
If you can, if someone who isn't a rock fan can tell his sound apart from other guitarists, that's a tell. I'll sign. And then I just know you like rock, so I guess the fact that there's unique takes on all these classics is probably one thing you like it, or one reason you like it.
Cool. He gets to pick.
Do I say it?
No, not yet.
This is for
Okay.
Who's the
and
next
then give me
person?
the paper when you're done. Who's it gonna be?
David.
Oh, I was gonna be like, I can't see it.
I was trying to put
Dun,
it.
dun, 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 dun.
All right.
Give me here.
Yep.
So
Best friend.
it was me.
En
Okay.
español.
Press what?
What?
Smash Bros. music. It's you.
Oops. I think I took it away.
Man,
There we go.
you're so good. You're so good.
Actually, this one's mine.
Actually, this was.
Okay, so I got my album from Paul. So he gave me an artist that I've known about this artist. I never listened to a full album or any song from this album at all. I've only ever heard him in like one or two songs of his actual music, like him by himself. But the other ones I've heard, he was a feature. He sings in Spanish. His name is Alejandro Sanz, and the album that he gave me was, I think it's called Paraíso Express. So when I first saw that he gave me this, I was expecting a very different type of album because of the music that I know that I've heard of him. I was very wrong, but not in a bad way. But I was very wrong at the music that he was playing. It wasn't very upbeat. It was actually more tame, more like soft listening, but not necessarily a bad thing. I was telling this to Purugo Senpai and to Mr. Mister, but this album had like it sounded like a very gospel type of sound, not necessarily in the words, but in the chords, the chord progression, that he's using in these songs. And so like after I was like listening to it, I was like, yeah, he sounds like he's either very happy or it just was very upbeat, or talking about triumph in a lot of their songs. And funny enough, he wasn't really talking about love a lot in the song, like love for someone else. It was more like self-reflection or looking for somebody or looking for some fulfillment, but not necessarily about needing this love, or he was telling a story. So it was really interesting to listen to. There are two songs that stuck out to me. One, which took me completely by surprise, was a song called Looking for Somebody, because A, it had an English title, and B, it had an English singer as well. It had Alicia Keys in there. And I was like, what the freak? Because I was listening to it, I was like, why does this girl sound so familiar? It sounds like Alicia Keys. And I look, I was like, what the freak? And it was interesting because he sings most of it in Spanish and she sings most of it in English. But there are times when he sings in English as well, or there are times where she also sings in Spanish, or they kind of switch their parts. Mostly done in the chorus.
Cool.
But that one took me by surprise, and it's a little bit not necessarily the same, but like he says something in Spanish, in Spanish, and then when it's her turn, she either says something similar in English, or she might say something a little bit different. My boo, like she says, I'm trying to find somebody, or something like that, and then he'll say, "Estoy buscando por alguien." So they're kind of like repeating each other, but I think it works because you're either listening or understanding the English part or the Spanish part. Sometimes you'll understand both, but it didn't feel repetitive, even though they were kind of saying the same thing in their lyrics. That was good. There was a song called Lola Soledad. That was really, really, really good song. It was a really interesting story that he tells, and he has a very interesting voice. It's kind of like a raspy, like I can't do it right, but that's kind of like.
Is that accurate?
I want to say raspy. It's not hoarse, but like it's kind of raspy. He has a very interesting, unique voice. I'll say that much. And it carries very well with the tone that he was doing. Again, I'm kind of used to him being more upbeat and more poppy. But this one, it was very different. And actually, it made me want to look up the songs and look up the production and all this. And he actually talked about how he wanted to do something very different on this album, which is why he went a little bit with less energy and with a little bit more emotion. and he said he wrote this during the happiest time of his life. And as I was
that's cool.
And as I was like listening more and more to the songs, like, you know what, this makes sense. There's a song called I can't remember. It's like something que se note. Do you know which one?
Sin que se note?
Sin que se note. That was a good song too. He does a lot of he doesn't rely on having the melody of the song, not necessarily sing, but the melody of like the instruments carry the song. It's kind of more focused. He's more focused on what he's trying to say and on his melody. So it's really interesting to hear. It was actually very, very unique. Some things I didn't like. It's actually very short. It's only, I know there's 11 tracks, but it's only 10 songs, and the 11th track is a remix. Or not remix, but like, I guess it's a remix of Lola Soledad, but it has a feature on it. But it's basically the same. So it was really short. It was only like 40, 45 minutes. So I did get to listen to it about 3 times. It kind of reminds, I don't know why, because the album came out in 2009. So for whatever reason, my thought process of like why it was like unique to Paul or whatever, like I said, it sounded like something like very happy, and again, I don't want to say spiritual, but it kind of, like I said, it kind of sounded gospel-y. So I don't know if he listened to it in 2009 or if he listened to it after he came back from his mission and heard it.
He's a hipster. He heard it in 2007.
2007, before he wrote it. I heard it when it was in his mind.
It was in my.
It was in his mind and he heard it. But like if I correlated it to his experiences he was going through, it kind of makes sense that he might have been like attracted to that sound at that time. Now it's still good, but I kind of think maybe that could have been a factor. I don't know. Just because if you were to talk to Paul and you were to look at his playlist right now, I'm pretty sure if you took a random song, it's not going to be in Spanish or in English. It's
a high chance.
It's either going to be Korean or Japanese. So that's why I was like, so I'm like, and at the pinnacle, like I'm thinking, okay, if I'm thinking pre U of U Paul, he was listening to Spanish music and Japanese music. So it was one of those 2 albums in that era. So that's what I think. And I think he brought it because he's like, this was something special to me. Again, I don't know all the reasons why, but I think maybe that had to be a factor, or maybe it is someone that he really, really liked and listens to or still listens to. And he just wanted to have me listen to it. But I did enjoy it. I did think, what is it? Me, Peter Punk.
Mm-hmm.
That one for sure. Lola Soledad and what was the other one? Nada. No, yeah, Mala. Those are on my playlist now for those for sure. Those 3. Those are really good songs.
That's good, man.
But yeah, good ones. Okay, so we have 2 left. Who's it gonna be?
Paul.
It's Paul.
Take it, Diego. All right, I got some help on this because I don't know if I fully remember the name of the album as well. I was going to use my phone, but my phone is being currently used.
I can give you the name. It's called Tupac Resurrection.
Okay.
You gave him Tupac, huh?
Tupac Resurrection. And I was kind of confused on that initially because...
Talk about Jesus?
Where's that
Wait, Jesus' name isn't Tupac? What?
So, 2 things in there really quick. The first thing they got, like...
Jesus Christ.
Where is it?
Oh my god!
All right. So, I gotta say, I know about Tupac. I know some of his songs, but I haven't actually listened to the full, like most of his most popular songs as well. So, I find it interesting. My first impressions is one motion soundtrack. I was thinking, like, is this some kind of soundtrack for a movie? So that's my first impression. And the other one's like, I'm not surprised that he got shot. Because in this whole album.
Damn.
This is my impressions, okay?
I love it, Paul. I love it. Keep going.
All right. Because, like, the whole album, I keep hearing talking about guns but being shot, like shotguns here and there, boom, 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 boom. And it was like, okay. So I guess I kind of see it coming. It makes more sense to me. It makes more sense to me. But with that being said, with that being said,
I'm just like, that's just funny. That's awesome. I love that. I can see why he got shot.
With that being said, I gotta say, There is a reason why Tupac is well known and well spoken. I guess he's well recognized.
Say dead for a second.
That's the reason why he's dead.
No, but
Reason why?
the way that I have this, basically the whole album, if I were to just summarize it, is just trying to stand up for yourself and stand out your ground for where you are and where you're coming from. I think that's the whole vibe that I was getting. Like most of the songs talks about like, hey, being in my environment, trying to protect, trying to do what I can on my daily lives in order to survive. I think I can see why this is like kind of like interesting for you, and like especially growing up in a different culture, country. I guess a lot of people can relate and standing up to not the being we call it minority in the sense, but just not being the white.
They're still the minority. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that was kind of cool. Well, I didn't know like it's all the collaborations that he did. Like I saw Eminem there. Like I think this is the third song in there with Eminem. I thought that was like really cool and really nice. I don't remember the names. I'm honestly speaking, the names.
The song's called "One Day at a Time."
Okay.
Yeah, but that'd have to be posthumous, right? He didn't make this song because Eminem didn't get on scene until after Tupac died.
Oh, interesting.
So just so you're aware, that's
okay.
posthumous.
Oh,
so after
okay.
he died, then they made him, whoever owned his estate, that's when Eminem had a opportunity, I guess, to make something on that.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. And I believe it's also Notorious B.I.G. as well too, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, cool. Like, I know some of the names in there. I listened to some of the songs, but being able to have that in that collaboration environment felt really. No, but like I said, that's
What
like
about his friends?
there was a part of the movie. There was a part of the songs that he was talking about, like just being by the window holding his gun just to make sure.
Oh, he's talking.
What wasn't the song?
It's I see death around the corner.
Yeah.
But that you're talking about the beginning. That's not him talking.
But the whole intro itself, like,
Yeah.
but I never heard like songs start like in that particular
you
environment.
do nothing all the gosh day. You don't work. You don't F. You don't do a gosh dang thing. And then Tupac starts singing, "I see death around the corner."
Such a good.
In the 90s, it was very popular.
Yeah.
And even 2000s, the tradition was they'd have skits on the album, so
okay.
it'd play out like a movie.
Okay.
So if it just to interject one little thing, there's a song. I can't remember. Did you watch Straight Outta Compton with us?
no.
So in Straight Outta Compton, so that again, it doesn't some liberties in what they told the story
Right,
on,
right.
but with Ice Cube when he leaves NWA, there's some animosity between them, right? And so they wrote a song. I forget what the name of the song was. That's kind of dissing on Ice Cube. And so Ice Cube comes back with the song called "No Vaseline," and the first like minute 30, I want to say, it's kind of him hearing the song and then him thinking about what he wants to say in response to that song, and that's when it starts after a minute and a half of like a skit.
Okay.
So, but that was a very common thing in the 90s.
I see. Something that I was actually able to find I found it kind of cool. Like, of course, I listen to a lot of non-Spanish or English music as much, but hearing, I know there's a Korean rap group that I like. It's called Cobra Kai. And
Just a sec.
no, but some of the beats that I hear from Epic High, I can definitely hear where they came from. Okay. And some of the songs that it was on this album are like, oh, I recognize this. So I can definitely see the inspiration of how that helped, I guess, this Korean group to provide their music. I just gonna say it was really cool. I got to listen to maybe like 2 rounds of the album. And I found it to be like kind of interesting, and yeah, I can definitely see in the sense of, even though I feel like the reason that you may like this is because it talks about being rebellious, about being like the minority and be able to do whatever you can to survive as a immigrant, I guess, in a sense. That's the connection that I see. But yeah, that's my take. Was something else?
No, that's it.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, last and certainly not least, we got Shark King. We don't need to pick you. You're the last one.
Wow.
But you get to choose first of who gets to
Still
explain.
not my name.
But now you draw for the next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, what you got?
All right, Diego, you're gonna have to. I don't have access to my device,
Okay.
so just.
What's the name of?
Oh, the Mars Volta.
And the album name was.
Hold on. It's
He doesn't remember.
it's a long name. It's
I don't remember it either. It's a
Wait a second. Right here. Ampetucature.
I wasn't gonna remember.
Ampetucature.
I wasn't gonna remember that. He's so
No, it's English.
It's English. I
What does that mean?
Amputecture.
Amputecture.
I don't know what that means.
I'm a Spanish teacher.
What does it mean, Mister?
Oh, you're gonna let him look it up.
It has multiple meanings: fear of God, enlightenment, pineal gland.
Oh, dang, Jesus wasn't on this album either.
Oh my god.
Oh, there you go. You got the meaning.
Amputate. The name of the album is portmanteau between amputate technology and architecture.
Portmanteau is basically two words put together.
Oh yeah, he's like put two words
amputate.
together and just
Okay.
Okay.
hybrid word. Okay, there you go.
I first looked at the album and I saw it was short. It's only like 7 tracks, I think.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, it's not gonna be that long, but a lot of the tracks are like 12 minutes long.
Dang.
So I was like, oh, it took me a lot longer to get through it than I originally thought. I had never even heard of. This is the first I've ever heard of this.
Mars Volta.
Really?
Yeah, I've never heard of them before. Like, as a group, I never know this was a thing. So it wasn't even like where Paul's case, where he's like, oh, like I
know some of these words.
of him. Yeah, I've heard this.
I know some of these words.
I've heard of him or of them, but I had never heard of them before. So this is completely new experience for me. I did like them. I thought the album was pretty good. I mean, like I said, it was shorter but longer at the same time, just because it's less tracks but just longer playtime.
Yeah.
I can definitely tell that, or I'm guessing that Diego wanted me to listen to this because of a lot of the instrumentals.
Yeah.
Diego and I talk about like
Don't confirm things yet, Mr.
Sorry.
Gosh dang.
instrumentation a lot, particularly the guitar. The guitar is really, really good in this whole album. I can't remember. Is it out? I think it's a lot of the songs have like difficult names. I want to say it's track number 2 or 3. It really gave me like Halo 2 vibes, like the Breaking Benjamin.
Blow me away.
Yeah.
Blow me away.
Do you know which one I'm talking about? The thing that makes it okay. Here's
Tetragrammaton.
that.
That one. That's the longest song too. That's 16 minutes long.
Okay. So yeah, like I said, I really liked it, and then I think it was track 4 or 5, the one that was in Spanish.
Oh, I see those Magdalena.
That was actually really good. Like
that
it
was
was
a
like
good
like a flamenco almost with like the guitar sounded really, really good. I really, really liked it. Those 2 songs were probably my favorite out of the whole album. I think the only small complaint I have, and I'm somebody who loves listening to live albums, so I don't mind 32, 45-minute tracks. I listen to a lot of just like blues and jazz. So again, there's 40. You know, a guy gets a solo for 12 minutes, and then there's still like the other 20 minutes of song, and you know it's not an exaggeration. I don't mind it. I don't think that these were too long. I didn't mind the length of some of the tracks. What confused me was there were so many times I'd have to like, because I listened to it while I was driving, I'd have to look. I'm like, wait a minute, is this song over yet? Because it would be so different. Like it's so long, but it was so different. So I'm like, oh, this is still like. I'm like, oh, I had to look. Like I think it was that third. What?
The Asilos Magdalena.
No, the other one.
Oh, Tetragrammaton.
I had to look at that one like 4 or 5 times. I'm like, is this? I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. I'm like, oh, is this still the same song? Because it sounded so different. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, oh, this is really, really good. I'm like, oh, it's like a completely different jam that lasts like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is still song number 2.
Yeah.
That would be like my only like small complaint, because it's good enough that it could have been its own separate
Track?
song, but it's so different, and they almost feel like they're long enough that they almost feel like what are they called? Almost like compilations of songs. Like it feels like multiple songs put together because they are different enough. But overall, I really, really liked it.
I want to add something because the way that they're composed, did you ever? Did you ever play any classical music at all?
Yes, I hated it.
That might be why. Well, like a lot of symphonies, a lot of concertos, they have different parts. That's part of a piece, and that's kind of what these songs are. Is like they have a theme, and there's different parts to the theme.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can
Like
explain
Angel Vivaldi's 4 Seasons.
Yeah. Okay.
it. Yeah, that's a piece, right? You'd be like,
But they're set
It's
4
one
separate
piece,
songs.
but it's almost
I mean,
like
technically,
it's
yeah.
almost 4 in 1.
yeah. So it's kind of
I
like
gotcha.
that, and that's how kind of they wrote this their album, their songs. It's like this is the piece, but each piece has like a separate section, but they didn't name it or But yeah, alrighty. So the first one to explain why they picked the album is gonna be picked by Shark King.
It's gonna be Paul.
Oh, it's me.
I am me. Yeah, there you go. You can pick you.
Okay. So I explained the host, right?
Yep.
So host, you pretty much got it right on the nail. Host knows. I mean, we've talked before. Host knows that this is one of my favorite artists. I kind of wanted to give something at the beginning, which is why I wanted to give you Collision Course if you hadn't heard it by some crazy chance. Something that you would appreciate. And then when that didn't work, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go the complete opposite. I'm going to give him something that I really appreciate. And we talked a little bit about how you don't really typically listen to like rock songs. So like a lot of those originals you don't know. Correct. Outside of like what you said, like 2, maybe 3 of them.
Just 2, maybe 3. Smoke on the Water, Back in Black,
and Under the Bridge, right?
No, Riders on the Storm.
Oh, okay. You don't know Under the Bridge from Red Hot Chili Peppers?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Red.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay, I figured you. I assumed, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I just think it's cool. Like it's funny because we're on like opposite wavelengths. I actually really, really enjoy covers.
Yeah.
I don't always like them, but I like that
course.
people do them. I
Yeah.
think with like hip hop, that probably doesn't work out too well. I don't think people should do that. In like hip hop, like
very
that would
rarely
be,
are they ever good.
It's-
Yeah.
that should not happen.
I want to say it's more like they sample parts of.
Sampling happens.
I think that's more that's more what they do. But in terms of doing an actual
like
cover,
if they actually did like the like yeah.
like I don't think I've ever really seen that.
They do. So like Chris Brown, Return of the Mac is like one of my one of the best 90s songs in my book.
Yeah, yeah.
I agree.
And it's not awful, but it's like, dude, that's not even close to like how nice the first one is, right?
Return of the Mac.
I love Return of the Mac. Anyways, so I'm not a huge fan of covers, but on they're like Celine Dion and Mariah Carey, some of their biggest songs are covers from a band called Air Supply, and theirs are better than the original in my personal opinion, but that's rare. That's an anomaly.
There was Air Supply's Wuss Rock. Wuss Rock. There you go.
Wuss Rock?
Yeah, they suck.
I like Air Supply.
No, I don't like Air Supply.
I don't know what he's like, wuss. Like, I didn't expect him to call them wusses. So, like, what is he trying to say? And he's like, anyways, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, but that was basically the reason why I kind of wanted him to see. He did exactly what I wanted him to do with the album. I wanted him to like, he's like, oh, even though I don't know the song, I recognize this riff. I recognize this part.
Yeah.
I had a feeling he was going to hate the Back in Black, especially with Nas. But that's a hard song to do.
That's the only one I truly didn't enjoy.
That's
but,
fair.
I mean, not Nas was probably a 70% of that.
Sure. I think I thought the one that you were going to like more was going to be While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
Which one was that one?
That was like track, I think it's track 5. I know this album pretty well.
You do?
It's with India Ray and Yo-Yo Ma. It's actually a Beatles song.
Oh, yes.
So like the cello?
Yes, I did like that because that was the start of it truly changing like the emotion throughout the. I mean, granted, it's a compilation of different songs, so it doesn't have one linear thought at all. But that's when I started hearing difference in like the values of the chords and everything they were playing.
I figured that would be one of the...
I did miss that because Yo-Yo Ma was like, that stood out. I'm like, there's a cello? Because that's when I was working, and then I looked, I'm like, Yo-Yo
Cello, hello.
Yo Mama was on this album.
So that was basically my thought process behind it. And ironically enough, and it doesn't really get talked about too much, Santana's popularity, all of his popular songs are covers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oye Como Va is not by him.
I know that one, yeah.
But that's like his probably more popular song. Even Black Magic Woman is not originally by him.
Yeah, it came out before.
That one I'm not
It was
sure.
by, what's the band?
I don't remember. I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember the name. Because that song came out in the... Was it in the 60s? Because his came out in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
Was the original Afrobeat song?
No. But a lot of his stuff, like I said, it comes from... A lot of his Spanish stuff comes from... It's not his.
I knew the Oye Como Va isn't, but...
Yeah.
Either way, it's cool because he puts his own spin on it. Like I said, when I hear him play, I know it's him.
He has a unique tone that he's made, and it You hear
And I
it, you
think-
hear it, you're like, oh, that's
And
Santana.
there's a lot of times where he just plays one note. It's like, oh, I know who that is.
No, that's Santana.
Well, that's what I mean. I think he plays with like there's a density to it, and so it's like
Yeah.
almost palpable to know it's him. So
It's a really
Yeah.
interesting regionally tone.
So
I'm glad he made his own.
My whole idea behind it was just kind of have, like I said, mentioned already, host kind of pick up on to see what he would recognize or be like, oh, I kind of recognize this or I don't. And yeah, pretty much it. So he really hit the nail on the head. He
Nice.
He knows me. He's my friend.
Okay, Shark,
He
you
is your
get to go
friend.
again.
Again?
Yeah, you picked yourself.
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't care about taking.
Your hands are too big.
Host.
Powers yet again. You were hitting on the production, right? David would know. Like David would have hit right on the nail, like hit the head.
You hit the nail on the head.
Jesus Christ! You threw me off with calling Air Supply a wuss. Okay, that's disrespectful. Disrespecting Air Supply. So I picked this album for a few reasons. I really love the album. I think it's a standout album. To his point, it's 10 years old, and acoustically, it just still stands up to today's production quality. I'm sure he noticed it too. If you talk a lot about music, I know you like music, so I figured, okay, if he's an audiophile and he has the right equipment, each track is going to have a very different feel to it. Because it's reggaeton, so it has the same baseline beat as any genre does, because that's how it's defined as a genre, right? But each track switches from I think one of the things where he says it's dirty or dark, I think he means sensual.
Yeah.
So there are some that were kind of grimy, sexual, and then there are some that are sensual. Yeah. See, he smiled
Because I was driving, I was like,
Fancy.
yeah, some are more up front and kind of just it is what it is, and others are far more to his point, romantic and sensual. So it's a different feel. Yeah. So with kind of the flow on that, and then the other reason I like these guys is because I figured he might like it too, because it's a switch up. So Chencho is the guy that does the vocals. He has, I'd say, almost a Middle Eastern style, is how the voice flares up and what's it called, vibratos.
Yeah.
He has a Indian type sound, but he switches his harmonies in every track. And then Mardi, he's the rapper. He also has extremely unique patterns on how he hits in the cadence, gets in the pocket, and then dips out of the pocket and doesn't go on beat. But he does it in a tasteful way. So I figured it was just a good mix of things. And I'm he'll probably maybe at least 4. So to hear that he all except maybe the first one is pretty solid.
That's good. Good. Alrighty. You get to choose now, host.
Oh, I was gonna say.
You can't pick me and you can't pick you.
I am me?
The cycle is broken.
Oh, the avatars did.
Oh no, Cora. Okay, let's see.
What do you pick?
Diego.
Man, you guys suck at this.
it's luck of the draw.
Does that mean I'm Cora? No.
Thanks, man.
I'm a lesbian.
She's bi, technically, but yes.
Whatever. Yeah, sure. Goodbye.
She likes clams and she likes hot sausages, so it's all good.
Oh, shoot.
Surf and turf.
What?
I like that. That's nice.
Is that what you're going to call bisexuals now, surf and turfs?
Oh, and he's a degenerate. That's so I figured Love and Sex would be a perfect album for him to listen to. Sorry, I meant to say that at the beginning.
Oh, my gosh.
So the reason why I chose this one was I wanted something that was... There's a vein that maybe Javi could be he would be interested in, because this band is also from, I think they originate from Texas and California, so they're Mexican. To the guitarist,
They're from Texas and California.
You like them because they're Mexican.
Well, no, just not just that, but just also they're progressive, and then they're
Not
they're
literally.
indie, and then they're psychedelic rock, all a mix of that. And I was trying to find something which one would be good to for him to try out, and I was let's. And funny thing, you liked it a lot. I liked it. I still really like it, but that's one of the weakest albums of their whole discography.
You can't even.
No.
It's the crappiest one, but you probably like it.
No, but it's weird to say, because it's it's only weakened by hairs
Okay.
compared to the other albums. This is their first album that isn't. There's the other albums had a story that builds it. This one was all random. This was their first foray into writing random stuff, and you can kind of hear it with how they write their things. And then the second song, the 16-minute song, Yeah, I had the same thing. I was like, this song is going, and then you're like, wait, okay, we're on a new song, and it's like there's like you're in 14 minutes, and then they change it up for the last 2.5 minutes. You're like, why is it like this? But I wanted you to hear that because I just wanted to know how you would like what you would like instrumental wise, like how interesting they can change the sound and vibe of it all, and then how much fun they're having when you can hear it, because it's weird to hear like some bands. Other than for me, I can hear when bands sound like they're having fun, and then when bands are just like they're just recording to be professionals. That's not a bad thing. But like with punk bands, you can hear they're having fun with the song. With this, they're having fun with it, even when it's like crazy, like or when they're making like even when it's trying to be like a serious one, like the Silos Magdalena, when like he starts singing in Spanish and like the creepy chords with the Spanish guitar. And he's like, "Te quiero tu sangre," and he just sounds so cheesy, but it's funny, it's cool though. But like he's so into it, so and then like it starts getting like the radio starts coming up with like the static, and it starts getting like sounds like it's just creepy. It's super creepy. So I thought that was something that you would like. So I was like, I think he's gonna enjoy this. And then if he wants to go further on, I would say listen to the first album because they're more like popular, more popish album,
Well received album.
Yeah. And that one, so just that. But yeah, I just thought that would be fun for you to like, just step into and see how you feel with like all the stuff with the band.
Like I said, I really liked it. I'd never even heard of them before.
Yeah, they're really good. They're a good band.
Okay, Mister, you had to pick. It's either me or Paul.
The circle continues.
Well, we picked each other. I mean, it's gonna be completed. It's either whoever picks first.
Then we go.
Oh, Paul! Oh, you broke the cycle. The cycle of hate ends.
The cycle.
All right. Well, I was gonna say I really like your take on the album, like your interpretation of the album. The reason why I was debating between sharing this album or actually sharing a soundtrack album, because I do like a lot of soundtracks, but I feel like because of the lyrics, I think you will probably pay more attention to that because one is your language, I guess in a sense because it's Spaniards. But two, the vibe that it's trying to provide from the music. Sure. I actually. So you were right in the aspect that I actually I heard the album around that time, right before my mission, and also like on my mission, and like after my mission as well. So the whole time, I always find something very interesting to take, and that is the message that he's trying to communicate. Like you mentioned, it's not like singing to be like romantic, or he's just basically explaining his day. How can I explain it? It's a style of, it's like some kind of poetry in a sense, but it's more like I'm telling what I'm doing while singing, in a sense. So I do like that quite a lot, and that's the reason why I kind of like most of his songs, because it actually provides like some kind of storytelling as he sings and provides the music. I'm really also the reason I also wanted to bring this song as well is because, the one with Alicia Keys, because I think you have heard something like a combination of English and Spanish and vice versa as well. So I wanted to know what was your take on that. So that was kind of interesting to see that you were able to grasp that and seeing that transition between English and Spanish and a collaboration with Alicia Keys on the Spanish song. You don't hear that very often. Mm-hmm. So yeah, what else was going to mention on this? I do feel like you mentioned also something that you actually got this quite right is the optimism in the album. It's something that I do feel like doesn't matter who you are and doesn't matter where in your life you may be. It's always important to hear some optimism in your life through many different mediums as well. So yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now
I'm the final one. Hey, look, it's my name.
There you go.
I wanted to give you something that you probably haven't listened. Like I know you've listened to rap, Korean rap, but I was like, you know what? I want you to listen to someone that, for me, because I know Boricua Senpai and I have different opinions on this, but we both really love rap. But I want you to listen to someone who, for me, growing up, was very influential. It was weird because growing up, I was either listening to Believer music or Mana, because that's what all my dad would put, or I would be with my brother Oscar and he'd put on Tupac. That's what I heard growing up when I was young. And so the reason why this album was really close to me, special to me, is because he died in 95, I believe. He had always taught 96, sorry. He had always talked about like his like not halfway through, but near the end of his career, he changed his name or his rap name to Machiavelli, which is a person who lived also like hundreds of years ago. Yeah. But basically, people had always theorized like this Machiavelli person, he faked his death and came back. I think it was 7 years later. And so he'd always say, "I'm going to die. Something happened to me, but I'm going to come back." So his whole thing was like, "I'm coming back. That's why I want to change my name to Machiavelli."
Jesus.
You get not 7 years later. He's done it 3 days.
Monster Reborn.
Monster Reborn. You activated my trap card. But like, so they made a move. So he's had different albums after his death that supposedly all of them were like unreleased tracks. I don't believe all that. Some of them I know that like, no, this is not him. They faked it. But these ones, they made a movie called Tupac Resurrection that talked about his life, stuff that he actually did record that we know for sure were never released. And some of those songs were on this album. Some were songs that he had come out earlier on, but were very prominent or something special for him. I really connected with him because it was just like he always talked about struggling. He had a balance.
Right.
And maybe some people say they're contradictory, but I think he had a balance. He would talk about like straight up like porn sex. Like he would. That he has a song called How Do You Want It? It's nasty. But then he has songs like when he came to Brenda Has a Baby, he has songs like oh my gosh, my mind just went blank. But he has like other songs that talk about other things. He has a song called Dear Mama. It's a whole song dedicated to his mom, what his mom did for him.
Right.
His entire childhood. His song Keep Your Head Up. Doug's Mansion. So he has all these songs that he has a wide variety of songs. Ghetto Gospel. I don't know if that's actually him. I have other theories about that. But yeah. So I wanted you to show this side, but like it's like a side you don't really see or hear. I mean, like, yeah, we had a whole podcast about it, but I don't think you ever heard our podcast talking about hip hop.
I'm a real fan.
Name one thing that we said.
Rap is cool.
We actually I don't think we even uttered those words.
No.
I have no idea. We didn't ever say
no. The whole immigration thing. Yeah.
In that order. Yeah.
I would tweak it just a little bit, not necessarily immigrant, but it just
the struggles.
The struggles. I think was more that I liked and that he also really showed. Songs One Day at a Time was a really great song that he did. Well, he really didn't do with Eminem, but you know he added it in him. He added him in there. Tupac and Biggie. That was really great to hear because they had never really done a collaboration like that, and they did this, you know, after their deaths. And then there's a song called At the Very End, actually with 50 Cent. So 50 Cent has always been a big fan of Tupac. So I'm pretty sure he was like ecstatic that he was able to be on a track with his idol. So that's why I brought it. It was like, you know what, you really like rap, but let's take you, you know, to where this comes from, right? You love Epic High. Where did they get their inspiration from? Because I like that band too. Where they get it's going to come from these guys,
right, and that's something else also able to get. But yeah, I kind of find it interesting the contrast. Like in my particular case of optimism, in your particular case is like struggles, and we kind of switch back and forth, like just trying to hear like what do we like about those artists and all of that. So
really interesting.
That's like
nice.
I think this was fun.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's very cool.
I think I knew every single one of the albums except the one that was given to me.
I know
and that was the point of it, right?
That's the point of it. No, that's good.
That's funny.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks. That's alrighty. Well, I think that's it for this episode. We're not gonna reveal what the next one's going to be online. We'll talk about it later. It's a secret. On air, but we'll let everyone else know. And then we'll have time. We'll talk about it next week, and it's gonna be fun. We'll draw for new people this time. So if you get yourself this time, Sharking, then you can't. You have to draw again.
Just don't throw that away.
Okay, we're gonna do. Okay, yep. Actually, let's just draw right now. We don't know what it's gonna be. Let's just draw.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Sharky, you're gonna go first. Yeah.
He gotta draw himself.
If you pick yourself, though.
I'm just giving myself a recommendation. Oh, I got to.
You got
Diego.
Diego. Okay, yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go around. Let's go around. That way he can't get you. That way he can. Well, I mean, he still could possibly get you, but okay. Boricua Senpai.
I picked myself. Here, I'll just leave it out for now.
Okay, let's see. And Boricua Senpai got
David.
yeah. Okay, Mister. Don't get sharking.
Why not?
I don't know. Because that already happened. You struggling with the cup, man?
I'm holding a dog. Javi.
I told you.
The circle continues.
Specifically. No, I'm just kidding.
The circle continues. I wonder who we're gonna get.
You have to get Paul, right?
No,
You want to
host,
read?
host or Paul?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I think. I got.
What'd you get?
Us.
I got. There's only one more. Who is it? Wait, no. I
Wait,
think
that's me. I'm gonna get myself.
Oh wait, so I have to have Paul. Dang it. Okay, you get close.
Do this.
Let's redo this.
We'll redo it.
Okay, we're doing it off
we'll
screen.
redo it.
This is I see a flaw here.
We'll not do it live. We will not do it live. All right. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Remember, you can watch this episode first on YouTube, and you can listen to it 2 weeks later on our podcast on Podomatic, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere you listen to podcasts, Spotify. It's always going to be there. You can watch us. You can find us on all of our social media accounts on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Chimino Podcast, capital C, capital N, capital P. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see.
not see me do it the
I'm
first
sorry,
time?
but I was
Okay.
like, okay, anyway, we'll see you guys next time. This is David the Smash Fan,
Mr.
Jafari.
Boricua Senpai.
And chunking.
and the Chimino Podcast.